Well, happy Thursday, Lakeway family, and welcome to episode 3 of Lakeway Daily, where we're spreading daily encouragement and focus during these difficult times. I want to say thank you to all of you who are tuning in, all of you who have liked and commented and shared across the social media platforms. We're just grateful that we can spread a message of joy and of love and of hope during these difficult times. For session 3, for episode 3, today I want to give you a little preview of the message that you're going to hear tonight. We hope that you'll tune in tonight at 7 p.m. on YouTube Live, where we're going to be streaming a service. We recorded it yesterday, and Zach and his media team have just been working around the clock in this new age of church that's going really digital to put out an incredible product. So if you think about it, reach out to Zach, tell him thank you, and that you're praying for him, and that you're appreciative of all the work that he and his team do. But this morning, I want to give you a little preview of what you're going to experience tonight. Kind of some tidbits that I wanted to get into the message and didn't quite make it, but they show the point that I want to spread tonight, and it's going to be a message of hope. If you're like me, there's been a lot of moments, dozens of moments over the past few days where I've seen something on Facebook or I've read an article or a news alert had popped up on my phone, and after I read it, I just kind of stare off into the distance. I gaze, and I start to ask these really dark questions of what if? What if this happens? What if this doesn't happen? And gone to some really dark places. And what I've been trying to focus on in those times is the hope that Jesus Christ brings us. The author of Hebrews says in chapter 6, verse 10, that hope is an anchor for our souls. That in other words, when everything around us is raving around, when the waves are beating up against us, when the wind is coming, hope is that thing that keeps us secure, that keeps us tethered to what we know to be true. And in times like these, we have a unique opportunity to strengthen our hope in God. I think of it a lot like back in high school or in college when I tore my ACL. You can hear my children screaming. This is social distancing. When I tore my ACL in college, it hurt. I was playing basketball at the rec and felt a pop, and it hurt extremely bad. But what hurt even more than that was the months and months and months of physical therapy after surgery. And physical therapy is just a crazy thing because you walk up to the desk, you pay your copay, you go back, they torture you for an hour, they give you a sheet of exercises, which are really just more torture for you to do at home, and then they pat you on the back and say, hey, see you in 2 days. But I remember during those time periods of physical therapy that I just kept focusing on what was going to happen after it was done. Yes, it hurt, but I knew that one day I would get through it and I would be stronger and I could run again and I could play basketball again and I could do everything I used to do before. I allowed the pain to strengthen me going forward. And keeping my hope fixed on what was ahead allowed me to endure the pain in the present. I think that's exactly what we're experiencing right now. That for all the pain that so many in our community and our families and our world are experiencing, we can either dwell on that pain and allow us to take us into dark places, or we can instead focus on hope and allow the pain that we're experiencing now to strengthen us for the future. Paul says it this way in Romans 5. He says, we glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance produces character, and character produces what? Hope. It all starts with suffering, and it ends in hope. And I believe that if we as followers of Christ can live that way during the coronavirus outbreak, when we can say we're not going to be a people of fear, but we're going to be people of hope, then our light and our witness will shine into a dark world. Tonight we're going to talk more about that, but I want to give you this one thought from the late, great Holocaust survivor and author Elie Wiesel. He said this, just as despair can come to one only from other human beings, hope too can be given to one only by other human beings. In other words, we're either going to be spreading despair or we're going to be spreading hope. In this time of social distancing, when we're so fearful of spreading germs, and that's a good thing, we should always be spreading hope. Knowing that people need it from us, and that when we show it, when we shine our hope into the darkness, it shines brightly. So I hope you'll tune in tonight at 7 o'clock on YouTube Live. We're going to be talking a lot more about hope. There's going to be a worship experience. We're going to have prayers as well. It's going to be an awesome, awesome time. We hope you'll share it around, allow other people to join in as well. It's going to be very different. I love being able to worship congregationally, give you hugs, give you communion, but we know we can't do that for the time being. So it's going to feel a little bit different. But in a lot of ways, us as Lakeway, it's going to feel very similar as well. You can wear whatever you want. You can eat during the worship set. You can take a little nap if you need to. Really, the only difference, aside from not being together, that I have realized is that you can mute me if you want. We'll see you tonight at 7.